If you enjoy this podcast, then be sure to check out Farm Small, Farm Smart Daily, where you can get your daily dose of farm wisdom. Tune in every day to learn the latest tips, tricks, and stories from the world of farming. Whether you're a seasoned farmer or just getting started, our podcast has something for everyone. Join us as we explore topics like farm business, crop planning, soil management, and tools and technology. Start your day off right with Farm Small, Farm Smart Daily, available on all major podcast platforms. Don't miss out. Subscribe today.
With a lot of these medicinal herbs, there's so much like knowledge and experience that people have to acquire through this whole process. But what sort of like experiences or qualifications should someone have? Do they need to have any of them in order to like effectively grow and sell these different herbs?
So there's the Medicinal Herb Grower. That's a book. It's really, really helpful. It was written some years ago by the folks that have Zach Wood's Herb Farm. That's a big one. And then they talk about from seed to harvest. They even kind of price in there, although the prices are not, I don't think they're relevant anymore because it is many years old. So I learned a lot from that. There's a book called Growing the Future. It's about growing medicinals and endangered herbs. So that's a really good one. And then I did the Chestnut School of Herbal Medicine. Now I did their herbal immersion program. It's like 2.5 years long. But the reason I chose that online program was because there was a huge focus on growing the medicinal herbs. And so like I was already growing at the time, but I still learned things from that program. And I think there's a lot of classes like that out there. I have a class, so it's on our website if you want to take it. Yeah, it's and I actually did it with Ariel, the herbalist that we started growing for that I mentioned earlier. So it's her and I, and it's a really great class because I'm talking about like really the technical from seed to harvest. And then she is talking about like, you know, the medicinal aspects of, we go into, I think like 35 different herbs, and there's a chart that comes with it of like how to grow into seed. The medicinal uses, if you want to make a tea or a tincture. So that chart is something I wish I had had when I started, because it really talks about how it seeds best, so from seed or from cutting or from root divisions. And I think that's just some of the things you learn along the way. And now, like Nicholas said, there's so many classes online. I mean, even on like social media, you can learn a lot just from watching. I still learn from other growers that I follow. Like, oh, you did this instead, or just sort of trying to make things more efficient. Like with our root harvest, we have like a root chopper now that chops all the roots before we dry, things like that. So,
do you need to have any sort of like certifications or things behind you to be able to do this? Because I don't know, to me, it feels like this is obviously we treat food as medicine, and we understand that the food that we're producing has the power to heal people as well. But when you're growing these very strong, powerful medicinal herbs, I mean, it essentially is medicine. And you know, to me, I would almost feel wary if as a grower, if I'm selling some herbs and I'm just spouting off like, oh, this is good for this is good for that. You know, this one will, you know, help with your lungs or whatever. And I'm just sort of giving information that I've regurgitated from a book that I've read without any sort of like actual way of confirming that sort of thing. You know, I would almost feel like having some sort of a certification would just kind of give you some more legitimacy when you're helping people on this journey of like coming to wholeness and coming to health.
So I disagree there. Like I feel like I feel like this is knowledge and wisdom that's in all of us. And
Gotcha.
I feel that you know, in the Appalachian Mountains, especially in this region, people had their food garden and they had their herb garden, their medicine garden, they called it. So this is old wisdom. This is in all of us. And I feel like if we start talking about certifications and things, then some people get to profit off of that old wisdom that I feel should be available to everybody. What I do think though is that it's really important not to make any claims. So I don't say like, oh, use this root, it cures this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just be very careful about our wording, about our like any claims that we're making. You know, we don't do that. What I do is I say, you know, I'm selling fresh calendula flowers. Here's their scientific name. And then, the flowers are edible. And then you, in your own sovereignty and wisdom, you get these and you learn yourself what you do with them. And you learn how to best support your family and yourself and your community. And that's really for you. I don't feel like as the grower, it's my job to tell you how to work with the medicinals. Like I can tell you what they are, and I can say like, oh, well, chamomile, could possibly help you sleep, or it's a really great digestive bitters or something like that. But it's really on that person to understand and learn, and however they want to do that. Do they want to take a class? Do they want to learn from a mentor? Do they want an apprenticeship somewhere? And so in that sense that they can, really take it upon themselves. And then that gives you more power in yourself to do it. And that is medicine in itself, I feel. And so, yeah. But I believe that more and more people are going to move the way towards medicinal plants. Like it is the original way, I believe. These plants grow for us. And I feel like what you mentioned, like a lot of these that grow here already that are native plants, they're here for us already.
Exactly.
And so, we just have to learn about them and sit with them and read and yeah.
So in a similar way, where a farmer can be posted up at a farmer's market and selling something and could really say whatever they want to say about the quality or the practices or whatever. It requires a level of relationship and trust and like you said, sovereignty or autonomy to where we're taking this and we're moving away from this sort of codependency on industry and systems and mechanisms that just sort of say like take this and it'll fix your problems. But it's more of like coming into a union, a dance of with the food, with the medicine, and sort of tailoring it to what we need and kind of.
Right.
I just want to say this real quick. Slow food is a big movement, right? Slow food. Now you have slow clothes, where the clothes you wear are their made. This is what she's talking about is slow medicine. I mean, I can give you I can give you any kind of herb. It's not going to do anything in that form. You have to slowly produce the medicine. It's not, we're not selling a tincture. We're not selling drops. We're selling the fresh herb or the dried herb, which requires somebody to take and make medicine out of it. And that's where we can support them. We're not saying, hey, you're going to be cured from whatever. We take them, and she has a lot of knowledge about it. And so that's, it's, yeah. I just wanted to add that. It's like, it's slow,
Yeah, it's a whole process. And to speak to what you're saying, it's so true because like we are in a culture where we want the quick fix. We want give me the pill, and a lot of even like homeopathy and herbalism and different things have kind of gone that route a little bit where they're like, well, don't give me the pharmaceutical, but give me the herb that's going to fix me. Give me the homeopathic remedy that's going to fix me right now. And so we've spent a lot of time, myself included, over the years, outsourcing our healing to other people. And I feel like with the herbs, when you learn, even if you didn't grow the herb, but you like buy calendula flowers from me, then all of a sudden, like you get to do this yourself. And there's so much, and I know I said it before, there's so much like power and medicine, like spiritual medicine in that you get to do it yourself. And to touch back on what you were saying about the certification, I also hear you because there are herbs that you can grow that are potentially poisonous. We don't grow any of those herbs. So one of the things that like when I started, I was like, I'm just going to grow food herbs, like as they're called. So that's like your mint family herbs and things that are herbs that are not potentially poisonous. I don't work with herbs that are potentially poisonous. Really at all. There are cases where it can be really helpful in low doses. And a lot of the herbs that I grow, we were talking more like adaptogens and things like that. So I'm not growing a lot of these herbs that could potentially have negative consequences or side effects should somebody not know how to prepare them properly. So I feel like in that sense too, like we've picked and chosen, we grow about 45 varieties, and what we're choosing are the ones that we love to grow, that we love as medicine. And that's sort of where we've, gone with some of that.
Hey there. Want to spend less time pulling weeds? Check out Soil Shield by Modern Grower. It's the pre-cut landscape fabric solution to help you drastically reduce weed pressure. Just roll it out, staple it down, and plant. Then let it do the work for you. Say goodbye to endless weeding and hello to more free time. Plus, it's high quality, durable, and will last for years, saving you time and money in the long run. It's available in a variety of row and hole spacings to accommodate all the crops that vegetable farmers grow. Learn more about Soil Shield landscape fabric at shop.moderngrower.co or using the link below.